In 2010, the Equity Group Foundation and the MasterCard Foundation embarked on an initiative to extend full secondary school scholarships to academically gifted yet financially challenged children in Kenya. During the selection process to identify the most deserving boy and girl from each of the districts, the program came face to face with many academically gifted young children whose dreams of joining secondary school were falling apart due to a lack of resources to afford them an education. These children had the opportunity to attend primary school thanks to the free primary education by the government, but they were trapped in a vicious circle of poverty with their parents and guardians. When the results of the 2010 KCPE were announced, Equity Group Foundation kicked off the 2011 recruitment process. This time, 12 students were to benefit from the scholarships in each recruiting district.
We have Komoro Primary School with the 404.
District selection committees were back at their roundtable meetings to select the most deserving and academically gifted students to benefit from the scholarships in 2011. In the bustling Eastlands part of Nairobi, a committee sat in the boardroom of Equity Bank's Kayole branch, sorting out piles of applications from the district. A rigorous application process is followed to ensure that the most deserving students get the scholarships. Waima Koki Elizabeth faced a large panel that was initially intimidating. Waima wants to become a lawyer to fight for the rights of children, particularly orphans.
Hii kazi ya Equity anafanya ni kazi mzuri sana. Shukrani na Mwenyezi Mungu, lakini anarudishiwa shukrani kubwa sana kwa sababu kama imesaidia watoto yatima ama maskini. Kwa safari huu tunasikia hawa anasema kila district ya Kenya watoto 12 ndio wanasaidia.
In Kisumu, Fenton Somondi checks into his former school in the mountainous region of Kisumu East. He is here to thank his teachers for guiding him to success. And here, where some class sessions take place under trees, Omondi managed 351 marks, becoming an inspiration to the school community at St. John's Oriang.
Generally, they are feeling that their pupils have no future, and that when Equity Bank can come forward and do this kind of blessing to the school, it will be for the whole community.
Withdrawal from school at primary school has had a negative effect on the development of children in the community. Regina Chepangat has an insatiable hunger for education. Regina studied at Ortum Primary School, attaining 363 marks in KCPE. She has her eyes set on salvaging her family out of the yokes of poverty.
Nikisoma, niende nisome shule, niende mkanifasi, niende shule nisome daktari, nikuja nibadilishe familia tu yetu, halafu tena nisaidie watu katika kijiji chetu na watu wengine tu wenye hawajiwezi.
Regina's life is replicated in the border town of Busia. Roslyn Hadudu ekes a living from working on other people's farms together with her 2 sons. Both boys scored highly in KCPE examinations, but pursuit for further education in high school remained uncertain.
My plans are to work very hard, in order to build our home.
Morris Ouma, the younger of the 2 sons, is the star of Mambale Primary School in Busia town. He garnered 382 marks in KCPE. Morris has secured the scholarship. However, his elder brother, Boniface Barasa's future now rests in the hands of well-wishers.
If I get a sponsor, I will learn hard. I will work hard in school in order to become an engineer.
The impact of the scholarship opportunity for Morris Ouma has given hope to the school community that hard work pays.
The pupils in the school will work very hard on seeing that a boy like Ombu, whom they never expected to go ahead with his studies in the secondary, has managed to get sponsorship from a body like Equity Bank.
In another household, Eunice Negesa, an orphan, lives with her widowed auntie Wilomina Ulero. The firstborn in a family of 3 scored 382 marks. Negesa helps with the household chores together with her niece, who is her best company.
My dad died when I was in class, when even I had not started school, and I thought that life is not going to continue because my mother at that time had no job. So we were living at my grandmother's place with my mother. Then from there we came to Busia, where she also died when I was in class 3.
Negesa now has her eyes set on big things.
I want to be a lawyer. I'm just inspired by what they do in court.
Besides the financial constraints that obscure the dreams of most of these bright children, the girl child in some circumstances has had to cope with additional cultural setbacks. In Pokot, cultural practices have for years denied the girl child opportunities to further their education.
Ninasoma namaliza shule ya msingi, shule ya upili nakosa karo, naolesha kwa mapema, natairisha kwa lazima ambaye ni kinyume mbele ya Mungu. Je, haki yangu iko wapi?
Kaka had 374.
While all the scholars interviewed excelled in exams, albeit their needy backgrounds, performance in an internally displaced people's camp, commonly known as an IDP camp, is almost unimaginable to many. But Teresia Muthoni is an example of excellence against all odds.
Ingawa kuna viti ama meza za kurivaisia, nilikuwa naweza nakuja, ninatandika gunia, nina revise. Okay, mafuta ilikuwa inanunuliwa, saa zingine inakosa, saa zingine tunapata.
Vile tulikuja hapa tulikuwa na shida na hata masomo ya Muthoni. Ya Teresia Muthoni imenishangaza kwa sababu ni Mungu amemsaidia kupita. Kwa sababu kulikuwa na mashida ya kukula, mashida ya kuvaa.
Teresia hoped to study hard to one day get her family out of the IDP camps. That dream, however, seemed far-fetched for a household that could hardly afford to pay tuition fees at secondary school.
Nilifurahi sana vile niliambiwa nimepata scholarship na nikaona ndoto yangu itatimika.
Johnston Kimani is another example of how determination can help one rise above their current difficult circumstances and focus on hopes and dreams of a better life ahead. When Equity Bank visited the home of the Kimanis, his great-grandmother's emotions could not contain the joy of hope reborn. Mudhomi and Kimani live in this small house at KCC slum, Naivasha. Their house is on a reserve land and has been marked for demolition among other structures to pave way for a railway line expansion program.
Tulikuwa tukiishi na mamangu mpaka 2004 ndiye akaaga dunia. Sasa ndio nikaishi na shusha yangu akaaga dunia. Sasa ndio nikabaki na great grandmother.
Kimani has grown up in this slum, scouting for manual jobs at a nearby flower farms to support their upkeep.
Muthenya wothe ithuĩ tũtinaria na John. Turacokire kuria riria muratũhũrire thimu.
Kimani scored 370 marks and secured a place as a 2011 scholar. Selina Chemuso is mourning her husband who passed away only 2 days ago. Her 15-year-old son, Tom Lokopirot, has no hope of joining a secondary school. He scored 373 marks in the KCPE examination.
Nyolenda pa national nyolenda baba apili ba ni den dali ci to kabisa tak ñor ma sene ci ni ñongara ka ba lam ko ni de ko national ni ripa ci to ngani ni bolo ci ba ni tung ku kabisa tung hamu ñor ni le ma some.
Lokopirot's good performance prompted his father to visit the Equity Bank's branch at Kapenguria to seek an opportunity for his son's sponsorship through the bank. Unfortunately, the father died in a road accident on his way home, carrying on him the scholarship application forms.
Wananong'ona sana ati sijui baba huyu kijana aliaga. Walikuwa wananong'ona sana tu ya kisiri. Mimi nikasikia tu na nikaanza kujikaza tu nikasema hakuna haja nimlie.
But the former pupil of Sereo Primary School in West Pokot now has a soft landing through Equity Bank. At the end of the selection process, Lokopirot was named one of the scholars, rekindling hopes for the young man to proceed with his secondary education. Among the selected scholars were students whose whole life has been spent at makeshift houses in Soweto and Nepatet villages.
At home, we lack funds and my father is jobless. So sometimes we even sleep hungry.
We depend on the government and NGO relief food.
The 2011 Equity Group and MasterCard Foundation scholars are young Kenyans with an academic promise that had been obscured by circumstances beyond their control. In their hands has been placed a key to unlock their dreams. They have now embarked on a new journey to a new future. Under the scholarship program, they have found a friend and a mentor to walk with them in their journey of life.